right, everyone. Everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to have a couple words here, and then we're going to do have the honor guard come in. Chris, am I good? Y'all hear me out there? All right, good deal, good deal. Anyway, I'm going to make some announcements, and then we'll do the honor guard and pledge and invocation. So until then, just stay seated, and I'll have you stand up. First of all, my name is Mike Moss. I'm the Director of Parks here in Smyrna. Just honored to be in that position and be able to work for you guys and work for the town, and just honor you tonight. I'd like to say congratulations to Mark Dye, over here to my right, for being the Lifetime Service Award recipient, and all the winners tonight. We just really appreciate the work that you do and how you do it, and it certainly has an impact on the community of Smyrna. So the reason of this celebration tonight is to honor you and honor your families and the people that make it happen for us. And the process for the Lifetime Service Award winner and the Young Leader Award winner is through our Parks Advisory Board. So the Parks Advisory Board receives all the nominations, and they vote on it at our November meeting or October meeting, depends on the year, and then make a selection. So that's kind of how it works every year. And this is actually the 34th annual Volunteer of the Year Banquet. So I know some of you probably have been to all of them, and some of you a bunch of them. It might be your first one tonight. We're just glad you're here. I did want to tell you who were the nominees for the Lifetime Service Award. Obviously, Mark Dye was awarded that award, and then Wayne Blair was nominated. John Black, Doug Caldwell, Richard Thomas, and Richard has already won it once, so we held back on him. Gene Hardiman and Marcy Jamison. The Young Leader nominees were Sherlyn Morales Navor, Benjamin Johnson, and Lydia Hills. So if you won an award tonight or being honored, the electronic sign out there on San Bernardino Parkway has your name on it. So make sure you take a picture there, and it's on the TV right behind the desk. So we're trying to honor you in every way we can. That was some staff's idea, and I think it's a great idea. I want to introduce to you who is up here with me tonight. To my right, your left, Mark Dye and Lisa Dye. Obviously the recipient and his wife Lisa. To my left is Mayor Mary Esther Reed and Britt Reed, Kenneth Coon Victory and Esther Victory. So that's who you're looking at tonight. And I will let the mayor here in a little bit announce and introduce you to some of their council. Right now, I would like to ask, if you are a past Lifetime Service Award recipient, would you stand up, please? I know there's some here. I've already seen them. Would you give them a hand? I'm truly honored to have worked with some of those folks, and probably all those folks at one time or another. And I never want to discount the impact they've had on the community. Some of them started things, started a league, started organizations, and my dad always said, I wonder who pulled the trigger and got things off the ground. Well, this room is full of those type people. If you would, I would like to have everybody stand up, and we are going to have the honor guard come in. We're going to say the pledge. You can follow me. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Uncle Fane to come up and do our invocation.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you once again, dear Lord. We thank you for the gathering of your people, dear Lord. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for all those that you placed love in their heart and desire in their heart to volunteer, dear Lord. Thank you for them, dear Lord. We thank you for those that are receiving awards today. We thank you, O Heavenly Father, for those that are behind the scenes that are working hard to make sure that everything comes together. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you today, dear Lord. Dear Heavenly Father, right now we ask in the name of Jesus that this gathering be pleasing in thy sight, dear Lord. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Remain standing while they exit. You may be. Thank you so much. Our guest speaker tonight is Mayor Reed. She always gives remarks at this event. We appreciate it. She's also a member of our Parks Advisory Board, obviously the mayor of the town of Smyrna, and been on the town council since 2003. I think she's most proud of her family and also been a lifelong resident of Smyrna. So she is a big supporter of recreation. I know that she spent a lot of hours up at Lee Victory Park, basically because of putting her to work a whole lot. She always talks about having a lot of time up there. So I'm going to let her speak for us tonight, and if you would welcome Mayor Reed.
So Mike is exactly right. I did spend a lot of time at Lee Victory Recreation Park. I learned to drive Daddy's truck at Lee Victory Recreation Park because there was a lot of open space, and pulled a lot of weeds and threw a lot of rocks off those infields as that park was being created. But I will tell you, some of the best memories that I have growing up here in the town of Smyrna were memories that were had through softball. Remember some of those, Lisa? Whether it was softball or going to the baseball fields, but a lot of it revolved around parks and recreation. There's a few people I want to introduce tonight. First of all, our town council. They're all over there feeding their face, so I'll make sure I catch them in mid-bite. H.G. Cole, who is on our town council and also on our parks board. Steve Sullivan, who is on council but also over the adult softball league, helps with that, and his wife Pam helps a lot with the concession stand. So Pat is Brian Hercules, our town manager's wife, and then Brian Hercules and Mark Adkins and Jerry Short and his wife Patty. And then where did Todd go? Our assistant town manager, Todd Spearman, he's probably in the bathroom. So, oh, dessert. Okay, so dessert or bathroom, one or the other. So we'll see him when he comes back in. I'd also like to take this opportunity to recognize our park board members. Who's here on our park board? Mark's back there on our park board. And HG, I forgot. Yes, HG. But our park board does a lot for this community. They're out volunteering and hopefully making you all proud in regards to the league. So thank you for the volunteering to be on the parks board. Also would like to introduce Carl Boyd, one of our county commissioners. Carl, we appreciate you being here with us tonight too. You know, tonight is one of my favorite nights because tonight's a night we get to honor so many of you, our volunteers. You all are the lifeblood of our community. You're giving of your time, and so many of you are out at the ball fields taking time away from things that you could be doing at home so that you can make sure things are going well in our leagues. Also want to take this opportunity to thank the families. So many of you are giving of your spouse or somebody in your family because while they're at the park, you might be taking care of things at home. So thank you to the families as well. Also want to say thank you to the Parks Department. I would put our parks up against any park in this entire country. We have some of the best parks here in the U.S. right here in the town of Smyrna, and that's because of the hard work and dedication of a small group of people. We don't have a huge parks department. Everybody thinks we have this huge Parks Department. And so to the Parks Department, I want to say thank you. Also want to congratulate Mark as well as Lisa, because it takes a whole group to volunteer, and I know that. I want to say thank you for your hard work. I know you don't even have kids in the leagues anymore, but you do it because you love it. And I will tell you, I know that there's lots of people sitting out here that there's a coach or a volunteer that has changed their life, and I guarantee you somebody's sitting out here that you've done that for them, so thank you. And Lisa, I was looking at the business of the year, and it was the skate center. And I thought, how many weekends did we spend skating that rink? And I'll bet there's some of y'all out here that did the same. Yes? Were there some? Yes? Hot hands? Do I see any hands? Yes. Man, we spent some time at that skate center waiting out. I can remember Daddy would take me to drop me off, and I'd beg him, please drop me off all the way down at the end, because I didn't want anybody to see, because Daddy had a red truck with white cattle racks on it, and he would roll the windows down, and he would play country music when country music was not cool at all. And so, but boy, I had some great memories at the skating rink. But to Paul and the skating rinks, thank you for what you do for our community and for the memories you've also created all over the skate center. You know what I mean? So thank you very much. Thank you all for being here. I hope you all enjoy tonight, and thank you for what you do to make our community a better place. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Mayor. Nice comments. You still pick up rocks off infields?
I can.
All right.
I can.
All right, Tuesday, we're off
Tuesday,
Monday.
got it.
Come on out. And my dad's truck was red, white, and blue because it was made out of 3 different ones, if that makes you feel any better. Next, I want to introduce to you one of my bosses, besides the one at home, is our town manager, Brian Hercules. I asked him to talk about the skate center. Brian's leader of all the departments here in the town, runs the town, and over about 500 employees. That's a lot, and in a growing town, it's a heck of a lot. So we appreciate him. A lot of things that we do in our Parks Department comes through our budget and we partner with you guys a lot. I just want to say thanks for Brian and his team and the council. They fund us very well, and that's how we get things done with you guys. So Brian, I'm going to let you take it away.
Mike, thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here tonight. In just a moment, I'm going to talk about something that's near and dear to many people's hearts, and that's the business of the year that Mary Esther had talked about just a minute with the skate center. But before that, I need to make a public service announcement. In 1937, when the mayor was learning how to drive, there was nobody utilizing the parks that much. We do not advocate for driving lessons in the park.
Sorry.
That's an inside joke.
Yes.
So tonight I do have the privilege of introducing our 2023 Business of the Year. It's Paul and Margaret Plunkett. And I'm going to call them up here in just a minute, but Mayor almost stole most of my speech, because one of the things I thought about as I was looking at the notes and thinking about the skate center. I didn't grow up here, but I spent some time at a skate center in Murfreesboro a few times. But I just thought it'd be fun. I'm not going to ask you to stand up, but if you went on a date, or you spent a Saturday afternoon, or you've skated backwards, or you've done all skate, or you've done couples skate at the skate center, raise your hand. I want to just see how many people in this room. That's impressive. That's impressive. The skate center opened on February 28th of 1984. Paul and his wife took over the skate center in 1985. It's a 25,000 square foot building. Paul's philosophy on operations was maintaining the facility to always keep it new in its look. Keeping the operation family oriented so kids and families can enjoy the experience. His community thoughts were give back whenever possible, always be willing to answer when the community calls. They do special things like birthday parties, fundraisers, everything they can do to serve the community. this was very impressive for me. Paul says that they have about 80,000 people through their doors on an annual basis. You multiply that times the 40 years of service that they've provided, that's 3,200,000 people through the doors. And you look at that facility over there today, you'd never think it got that much wear and tear. They do a great job. Paul and his team are great neighbors to the town center. They share their parking lots with us when we need to make some adjustments. He always helps us out when the Christmas parade comes through and we have a little bit of a log jam coming down Nolan Drive. I know it gets frustrating, but it's something that the town takes very serious and the community enjoys it. And as we pointed out, most of the people in this room raised their hand. They've been to that skate center. So Paul, if you and your wife would come up and join me, it's a privilege to thank you as a great neighbor and asset to the town of Smyrna and the Smyrna community. Don't mind.
Brian?
Mike, thank you. Mayor, thank you. Ryan, thank you. Congratulations, Paul and the Skate Center. Appreciate you all being here. First off, congratulations, Mark. I've had the privilege of working with Mark for a long time now, 10 plus years, and Mark's the prime example of a volunteer. He's the prime example of everything you would want in a league president. He's a prime example of who you'd want leading children, leading youth. And we're just grateful for his service, and we appreciate him more than he knows. Congratulations to all of you, all of our award recipients tonight. Without all of you, I wouldn't have a job, to be honest with you. It's for you that I'm here. It's for you that I work. It's for you that everybody's here. So congratulations. If you're in this room getting an award tonight, congratulations, and thank you for everything that you do. Quick things, I'll make it very fast. League reps, if you're a president or if you're someone here representing your league tonight, please don't leave. We got some things for you to pick up in the lobby on your way out. There'll be some ladies at the tables out there on your way out and say, hey, I'm here to pick that up. So if you'll just tell them on the way out, make sure you grab those before you leave. If you're receiving an award tonight, any award of any kind, please don't run out the door after you get it unless you really need to. We like to get some good photos up here in front of the stage with everybody. So don't run out the door if you got an award. Come join us up here in front of the stage at the end of the night. Also, if you saw that cool step and repeat banner out in the lobby, make sure you take some pictures with that and post them on your social media. That's got our parks logo and our town logo. We always like to see that floating through social media. So if you're snapping a picture, that's a good spot. All right, I'll move on. We'll keep it quick. I know y'all probably have better things to do on a Friday night. Maybe you don't. Hope you don't, and I'm glad you're here. So we're going to start out with Coach of the Year, and to present for our Coach of the Year tonight with Smyrna Fast Pitch League is Zach Bocher.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing today?
Great.
It's truly a privilege and a pleasure to have this honor to talk about some amazing people. I absolutely love our league, and our board members, they thought I would be perfect for it because I'm known as like the hype man at the park. So I'm going to start off by saying some things about Stephanie Scott. Stephanie Scott has been a head coach and an assistant coach in our league for 6 years. She has 3 daughters that play, and she coaches all of them. Yeah, you heard that correct. All of them at the same time sometimes, most times actually. You can tell she genuinely loves coaching, and her players absolutely adore her. Most of her players return to play season after season. She is well respected by other coaches, umpires, parents, and her players. She gets her assistant coaches and team moms to get their applications in on time, and she makes sure her parents show up to work their concession shifts. She also makes sure to have all that candy money for her team turned in on time. She asks questions when she is unsure, and we never hear her complain, not one bit. I don't know how many coaches that could do what she has done. Stephanie has 3 kids in the league in which she has coached since they started. She is always continuing to come back season after season and help the kids not only learn the game, but she teaches them valuable lessons in life. We have never had any issues out of her or her parents. I have never heard a complaint on her, and playing against her is always fun. I can say that from personal experience. She was one of my favorite coaches to play against. She is a coach that everyone, even if you have never been coached by her, knows. As a female in SFL, I believe Stephanie is such an amazing role model to our girls. She is showing little girls that you can do it all and have fun while doing it. She continues to bring in sponsors for her team, and she is never late on her fundraising commitments. Stephanie deserves Coach of the Year because she is not only an amazing coach, she's truly an amazing coach. She has proven that she is such a beautiful light in these times of chaos. Stephanie Scott is my nomination for Coach of the Year. Not only has she been a consistent coach in the league for many years, but she was also Jennifer, our league president's youngest daughter's first coach when joining SFL. She is super funny, always upbeat, and always very supportive of the girls. She brings a great coaching staff each season and always has people asking to join her team. So without further ado, I would like to present to you our SFL Coach of the Year, Stephanie Scott.
Thank you, Zach. I'm in for a long night. If they keep speaking that good, y'all are gonna boot me off. So next up for our Parent of the Year to present for the Smyrna Baseball League is Mario Davidson.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. There we go. It is my honor and pleasure to present Amanda Wilson this particular award. So I've known Amanda for somewhere probably between 4 and 5 years. She's a dedicated teacher, a team mom, a former board member, and a community supporter. She knows and supports our players. They're across the league. It is nothing to see her representing a child in a different division from her son. So as a teacher, I think she gets invited to quite a lot of different baseball games, and I think it's great because she shows her support. She's a consummate fan, and I will say that when we go against each other because we are in the same division, she is all in, which I love. She's an advocate for our parents and our players, which leads me to this particular story. So, Amanda and I have had our run-ins. We've had our share of run-ins. And I will say that we have our meeting of the minds in a professional manner. But iron sharpens iron. I can always trust her to tell me what she truly feels, and I appreciate that from her. Over the years, especially once I became president, I'm one of those individuals who, if I've done something to someone wrong or someone feels that they are being done wrong by me, I try to reconcile those issues. So one time Amanda and I, we had a back and forth, I would probably say passive aggressive correspondence, meeting of the minds, let's go with that again. After our reflection, after some time, I basically requested, I said, hey, Amanda, can we talk? I was happy that she took the time to actually speak to me during one of her games. We had a really hard, challenging conversation. And I will say that we aired things out, but we were able to basically come to some sort of agreements that basically both of us care about the kids. Both of us want the best for the kids, even though we don't always necessarily agree on how those things should be done. But we did come to an agreement that we're better together as community people. And so to be honest, after that, every time I see her, I would see her still, unlike some of the other parents who I've tried to reconcile, she would basically be going in there and saying like, hey, how you doing, blah, 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 being genuine. And I grew a lot of respect for her. I appreciate her for that. And with that said, I would like to ask Amanda to come up here and accept this honor.
Y'all are going to get about as sick of Mario as you are of me, because he's got 2 more awards to present. We'll just keep you up here. He's going to present for their Volunteer of the Year and Athlete of the Year for Smyrna Baseball League.
So as I was very pleased to give Amanda this award, I am just as pleased to give both of our Player of the Year and this person who I'm about to introduce, Casey Cobble. So Casey I can't say this for sure, but I don't think he particularly likes the praise. So this is probably one of those moments I'm looking for his face to see if he's like growling at me or something. But Casey deserves his flowers. I would call him the usher of our league. So in church, you know, the usher brings you in, gives you your seat. Not saying that our league is church, of course not. But Casey is that person who greets you. So when parents have questions, I can't get where do I get my uniform? Coaches are asking questions like, where am I playing? Can you make sure that you're not scheduling on this particular day and blah, blah, blah. Casey is that person. He is our player's agent and our scheduler. And I would say that Casey is a board member's board member. I look up to Casey myself to basically make sure I stay grounded in doing what I'm doing. He's the league's heart and awareness. And he does so much for the league that, to be honest, I doubt that any of us know everything that he does do. He doesn't know this, but he's so vital to the league that one of the former presidents jokingly said to me one time, it said, when Casey leaves, I leave. He's just that important. I appreciate him because of his ethics, and I will say that because of the position that he wields a lot of power that could allow a lot of influence, such as people switching teams and things like that, violating our policy. But he's on the front line. He avoids conflicts of interest, super detailed, and a planner. And perhaps the biggest thing for me is I appreciate his wisdom. He loves baseball, he's an assistant coach, and debatably he could win this award every year and would deserve it. In fact, he's won it many times before. With that said, it's a pleasure to present my friend, confidant, and advisor, Volunteer of the Year, Casey Cobble. As Marty said, I'm up here for a second. I'm here to present our Player of the Year. I'm ecstatic about this. And Ryan, your name will be going on a plaque at our fields. But Ryan helped his 13-14 team win first place. And he had an amazing hitting record as well as a strong pitching record. So he had 12 hits, only 1 strikeout. He stole 10 bases. He pitched 7 games and had a 4-1 record, as well as he had 5 saves. Probably the most impressive about his stats is he had a 2.33 ERA, so only allowing 2.3 runs per game. His coaches, his other players say that he basically never complains, and he's one of those just great kids, well liked by everyone. So it is my honor and pleasure to give this award to Ryan Strickland.
not going to let Ryan off that easy. I've been on the losing end of being on the other side of Ryan a few times in my life, so I'll be happy to see him age out and not play around here anymore. You're almost there, bud, almost. Next up, with Smyrna Adult Softball for their Volunteer of the Year, Scott DeMumbrian.
Thank you. Congratulations, Mark. I want to give you a congratulations for that. I've known you for about 10 years now, and you're very well deserving. Like Marty said, I won't stay up here very long. I know y'all probably have more important things to do. I've got 3 kids at home, my wife. I mean, we have a babysitter. We're not in a hurry, but we know y'all are, so I'll make this fast. Our winner is somebody I've been friends with for over 10 years now. He's just that I've ever met in my life. Never has a bad day and always a smile on his face. He was even willing to let 2 other people in his family win this award before him, so he's very nice on that.
Congrats, Patty. Next up, Smyrna Youth Football League for their Volunteer of the Year is Michael Fain.
I don't have a speech, but I can tell you what I know. This Volunteer of the Year for Smyrna Youth Football, you know, there's a bunch of folks that you know, deserve another award, but you can't give it to everyone. But this young man, you know, there's, in the military, they tell you, the very first thing they tell you is don't volunteer for nothing. And you're standing in a formation and you hear the drill sergeant say, thank you for volunteering. You know it's not gonna be a good day. I'm glad that volunteering around here is always a good day. It really is. And working with this young fellow, it's a joy. It's a joy. We had an opportunity. He volunteers for just about everything. Even some things he don't know what's going on. He still volunteers. We had an opportunity. We coach youth football, Smyrna, in the fall. So we heard all about this flag football thing. So we wanted to try it out. Our reason for trying it out was to recruit for the fall. Little did we know what we were getting into. And I coached baseball too, and my grandson. The schedules kind of collided. And I asked him to help me with the flag football. Then I had to give it to him. And he did an outstanding job. You know, he wound up being the head coach. I popped in when I could. And but there's only a few people that I can count on one hand that I would trust with my life, my kids' life, my grandkids, and it's this young fellow. He's one of them. And this year's Volunteer of the Year, Kenneth.
Maya's trying to recruit coaches for flag football, so thanks. We're probably not going to be able to do that now. But we do need some, so if you're looking to coach flag football. Next up for Smyrna Youth Football for their Athlete of the Year is Monika Logue.
Hello. I hope I can get through this without being just a little bit emotional. This is actually my last year as the cheer director, so this is really important to me. Our athlete of the year is Cheyenne Schuler, but I want to explain a little bit about her. Her mom sent me some things today. Her diagnosis, let me make sure I say this correctly because I'm sure I won't, is static encephalopathy, intellectual disability, and apraxia. Basically, her mom said that basically her brain just kind of misfires every 30 seconds or so, kind of like she's having internal seizures. Her mom wrote this, and honestly, I couldn't even get through it today without crying, so I'm sorry if I cry through this. But she just says, it takes courage to grow up and become the best version of yourself when faced with all of these challenges. However, Cheyenne takes one day at a time and always puts her best foot forward. Every single day is a challenge and isn't easy. When she gets to do things like cheer, she thrives. This cheer season, she really bloomed. While she may not have been the most athletic, able to tumble or yell cheers loudly, she showed up and showed out every practice and game. She would be so upset when we didn't have practice, and even more upset when we had to return in her uniform. When you're having a bad day, she can feel it and gives the best snuggles and words of encouragement. I remind her how loved she is and wonderfully and fearfully made. I remind her to not be pushed around by the fears in your mind, but be led by the dreams in your heart. Believe in yourself. You're braver than you think, more talented than you know, and capable of more than you can imagine. Cheyenne this year has been absolutely an inspiration to me. Her mom came and signed her up for cheer, and we had a long conversation and talked about how my son with special needs and how it's just a special thing that I have for special needs children. So having her come and cheer for me this year has been absolutely an honor and a blessing to me. She says very little, but her face always says the most magical things. I could tell her to be a base, and honestly, she did it quicker than any of the other cheerleaders that were out there. I could tell her to put her high V or whatever, and she would do it without question. She was also voted by her peers and by all of the other coaches of our league this year as our homecoming queen, which was so special. She got to ride in the parade, and she got to wear her crown and everything, and she just was beautiful. I'm so honored and so blessed to present Cheyenne for our Athlete of the Year this year because she has absolutely made an impact on me and made my last year amazing. So Cheyenne, come on.
Now, Smyrna Fast Pitch for Volunteer and Athlete of the Year is Mr. Zach Bocher again.
Good evening again. Back to talk about some more incredible people in our league. Christy Holloman. Hey, Christy, we love you, girl. Christy Holloman has been a wonderful team mom director. She is firm but fair. We have had the lowest amount of no-shows in the concession stand, as well as the lowest amount not signing up. She communicates well with the team moms, and they respect her. If people don't show up to work the concession stand, or we are short, she volunteers herself to cover for them. Christy Holloman is always willing to help. She has stepped up in her role, making these team moms accountable. Christy has served on the SFO board for several years as team mom director. She has been innovative. Christy has done a great job coordinating parents to work the concession stand, and in my opinion, this is one of the toughest jobs to do, because it really is. It's like pulling teeth trying to get these parents all to show up and do what they volunteered to do, but she does it very well. She has adjusted the guidelines this season and has had little to no issues getting parents to show up for the concessions duty. Christy has been a teen mom herself for many years and is a great inspiration to the girls, always positive, upbeat, and a great leader for the girls on the team. I absolutely love how she brings music and fun in the dugout each game. She's the team mom that's like, hey, tell me your daughter's walk-up song, and I'll put it on, and she'll play it, and she'll make sure she's the best with that. I love how she brings so much energy and life out there. Last but not least, Christy is a great board member for the league, always showing up and always willing to help others, whether it be covering someone's shift, helping out in the concession stand. She is always willing to jump in and help wherever needed. So without further ado, I present to you our SFL Volunteer of the Year, Christy Holloman. And next, excuse me. Next, I'd like to talk about a very talented player in our league. In fact, funny story, before I even get to reading the notes that I wrote about it, I just want to say this. When I first started in the league, I remember coming to the park in the middle of the day. I was a very ambitious dad. My daughter decided she wanted to learn how to pitch, so I used to go after school, run to the Lee Victory Park and work with her. I could almost guarantee every time I was there, Mr. Gill was there working with his daughter, Taylor, putting in some extra work. She was one of the kids I seen always there at that park. I thought that we were ambitious, but they'd always be just there. So Taylor Gill has played for several years now and is the ideal teammate and leader. She jumps in and plays any position needed, including pitcher and catcher. Yeah, that's right, pitcher and catcher. Who can do that? She doesn't complain, she just does it. She cheers on her team as well as others. She was a part of our Big Sister program this year and assisted in helping with her little sister's team. She has showed up for player assessments and clinics and jumped in where she was needed. Taylor has played for our Smyrna Fast Pitch League since 6U when she first started her softball journey. The SFL has meant a lot to Taylor as she has been on many different teams and has had many different coaches over the years. Taylor has had many teammates over the years, and she welcomes every new player with open arms. She is a great player who can play any position on the field, but most of all, she is a great teammate and all-around phenomenal kid. In the spring season, her team did not have a catcher, and that was the one position she had never played. She seized that opportunity and has been playing catcher at a high level ever since, even on Saturdays with her travel ball team. Taylor even stepped up to pitch a game for her team during the SFL end of the season tournament in the spring. Taylor has won the Umpire Hustle Award twice. Taylor has also participated in the SFL Big Sister program for the last 2 seasons, helping her little sister and the other little girls who want to learn how to play the game of softball. Like I told you before, this kid lives at the ballpark, and it seems everyone who knows who she is absolutely loves her. Anyone who meets Taylor can't help but fall in love with her personality. Taylor is a leader on the field and exemplifies what it means to represent SFL as our Athlete of the Year. Congratulations, Taylor. Athlete of the Year, girl. I'm so inspired by our league. There is something I wrote, and if it's okay, guys, I'd love to share it with you all. It's about our park. But it's going to take a little participation from you all, if that's okay. So we're going to start off with a little callback. I'm going to say something. It's going to be very simple. I'm going to say, how do you spell love with 3 letters? You're going to say SFL, okay? Real simple. How you spell love with 3 letters?
SFL.
Oh, come on now. Y'all got to get a little louder than that. Let's try one more time. How do you spell love with 3 letters?
SFL.
Perfect. Smyrna Fast Pitch League, best rec park for softball that I have seen. If you got a daughter who got softball dreams but lacks self-esteem, this is exactly what she needs. Sign her up today, let's get her drafted to a team. You'll see competitive development is actually a thing. This kind of environment is cultivating queens, building confidence, now they feel like conquering anything. Don't take my word for it, come and see for yourself. You can even coach a team if you're eager to help. I tried it out myself just to see how it felt. There's no better feeling helping kids believe in themselves. So how you spell love with 3 letters? SFL. When it come to rec, ain't no better, the best is here. I'm in and out of base and I'm setting the record clear. Best league in the state with a slate full of volunteers. Thank you.
Zach, you're not allowed to present anymore. Ever again. Now I got to get up here and talk again. Good job, Zach. Next up, Smyrna Junior Basketball League. We got, for the Volunteer of the Year, is Mr. Lane Crawley.
Thank you. I thought you said there was a teleprompter this year. All right. Well, didn't make the budget. I want to tell you about our Smyrna Junior Basketball League Volunteer of the Year. This man is kind, he is patient, and he is extremely generous with his time, and it turns out he's really smart. So this person may not have the title of president or vice president, but he is a leader. Do you know what I mean? Yes. You know what I mean by that? Like, he's someone whose integrity and work ethic raises the bar for everyone. I want all of our board members always to work either on the back end or on the front end. The front end means being at a gym, staffing a gym, helping everyone. The back end means maintaining the website. It could also mean planning our increasingly complex schedule, which involves 82 teams and 160 coaches. Because of this volunteer, of all of our coaches, many of them coach multiple teams. Not one of them has an overlap between 2 games that they're supposed to be at. That's amazing. Additionally, not one coach who maybe coaches a team and has a son or daughter on another team has an overlap either. They can all go to see their games because of our volunteer of the year. Someone who can navigate these intricacies, I'm okay if they don't show up at the gym for 12 hours. It is really okay. However, this man does both, which is impressive. In addition to the back end stuff, he also opens beautiful Stewartsboro Elementary every Saturday and sets up. And if he works most of the day there and comes back later and closes down. He works with referees, parents, and coaches. And coaches, we all know how we can be. I know that I can hand off anything to this Volunteer of the Year. Any of the rocket science of league management, I can hand off to him and his small team, and I know they will get it done 3 levels beyond what I could even have hoped. So this man and his small team, they leverage analysis and technology to make us a smarter and more efficient league that serves the players and parents better than we ever have. So I want to introduce you to our Smyrna Junior Basketball League Volunteer of the Year, the man behind the curtain, Mr. Ed Walter.
Now for Athlete of the Year for Smyrna Junior Basketball, Mr. Will Spears.
I want to introduce you to a player of mine. But first, I'm going to take you on a little journey. See, a few years ago, I was coaching for the Smyrna Youth Baseball League. And this kid came on another team playing us, and he played his heart out. Made a big mark on me at that moment. And I told myself the following season that I'd draft him my team if it was possible. Fall ball came to an end, and I got a phone call from Lane, and he coerced me into, I do need to get low. He coerced me into coaching basketball. Jump forward to the draft, I got my chance, and I drafted him to my team, the Squatches. We had a good season. Then my son and I moved up a division, and my then assistant coach, now rival, Ilda Leon, inherited him. And with her team, the Warriors, he led them, or helped lead them, to the championship game. Fast forward, this year I got the chance and I stole him back. Now, he likes to tell me at our practices often that neither baseball nor basketball is his first love. It's flag football. And he tells me that over and over again. He's not only excels as athleticism in all three sports, but he does so single-handedly. See, Cole Newsom was born with only one hand, but it has never held him back. So I'd like to introduce him to you now. Come on up, Cole.
Cole, I'm glad to hear that's your favorite. I've been there for a little bit of his games, baseball, basketball, and football, and I would never know which one is his favorite because he plays equally as hard at each one that he plays. So that's awesome. I'm going to call Lane Crawley back up here real quick, make a quick announcement for Smyrna Junior Basketball.
Congratulations, Cole. Cole is a heck of a player if you ever get to see him play. We've seen a number of times. And that championship game went to double overtime. That was amazing. I want us to enjoy these moments. I need to share something with you right now that is not enjoyable. Earlier I mentioned that Smyrna Junior Basketball League has 160 coaches, and unfortunately, as of yesterday, we're down to 159. Many of you know the wonderful Sandifer family. They've lived here for a long time, and I feel I should share with you that one of our dear friends, a longtime coach and board member, Shannon Sandifer, unfortunately passed away last night, unexpectedly from natural causes. Shannon would not want to overshadow the evening, but I want to ask for prayers for his family and for his friends. May we have a moment of silence in his honor, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lane. Next up for Stones River Football Club, for their Volunteer of the Year is Mr. Sully Sullivan, Michael Sully Sullivan. Never know what to call you, Sully, so come on up here.
Unless you're my mom, you can always call me Sully. It's totally fine. I am very honored to be able to give this award away today to someone who was actually a predecessor for me. I serve as the president of the board for our club, and he actually served previously. He has such a big heart for not just soccer, but he has heart for kids. And that's one thing that's super special to me about him. And I vividly remember having a conversation with him and tears welling up in his eyes, talking about how he could not stand having a kid not have a soccer coach that cared about them. And to elaborate a little bit more on why that's so important and how he exemplifies the true heart and integrity and character that we all desire as people who lead our kids and who we want to have be a coach. Ricky, whether it is his heart or insanity, actually one season, not a whole year, one season coached 12 teams, which is incredible to be able to know their names for one, but then have the energy to do so as well. He also has what I would say is the best seats at Nashville Soccer Club Stadium. If you ever want he will have the best seats there for you. But it is my honor and my joy to award this tonight to my friend, Ricky Holder.
Next up, Athlete of the Year to present is Mr. Javon Brady for Stones River Football Club.
Man, the nerves are always good till you start to walk up here. Listen, I've come to this banquet, I don't know, probably for the past decade in some capacity or the other, and watch people present on, great leaders in this community from a volunteer standpoint, great athletes and kids and students, and never really gave thought to the fact that I might be standing up here one day. But I am, and it's to present a kid, a young man, that is very much worthy of this honor he's receiving today. I started coaching this kid a couple of years ago. A kid at that point, again, young man now, and you'll see here in a second. Started coaching this guy a couple of years ago, and he came into the team, a team that was established, came in with courage, came in with respect, and gave all that he could. And in that time that he joined the team until last spring, he became a leader. He became one of the ones that all the rest of the team looked to. He led his team through an undefeated league season and led his team to a state championship. From a player standpoint, I look for players to be technically sound, to be tactically aware. I look for them to be mentally tough. I look for them to be physically tough and strong. And at the end, I look for them to be coachable and teachable. And often, with a lot of the kids that I have, they have several of those things in spades. Well, this kid happens to have all of them in spades, and that's a rare thing. On the other side of that, my job as a coach, as I see it, is to also help mold them and help their parents mold them into good, strong, productive young men and women. And this kid's on the path to do that as well. I mean, he's courageous, as I said before. There wasn't a single situation he was in where you could see fear in him or where you saw his desire to back down or cower. He's honorable. I mean, when I say that, when we would play other teams, oftentimes he was the biggest kid on the field. And all of you that are part of the youth sport environment, there's always those couple of kids that are a little bit bigger, and there's always those couple of kids that are kind of the runts of the pack. And when those two come together, sometimes it's an amazing sight. So he was one of those in those situations where, he might stumble over a player a little bit smaller than him here or there. And he was always the first one after the play was over to come back and pick that kid from the other team up off the ground, hoping that they felt okay and everything was good. My man is loyal as well. At the end of our season last year, we finished out winning a state championship. It's a great joy. A couple of weeks later, he was able to sign on as a new player with Nashville SC's Youth Academy. So he left us to go join them. I've seen this man around the park and at our games around town and around the mid-state, for that matter, supporting his teammates that he's left behind to go do greater things. That's loyalty. So with no further wait, I introduce my man, Edgar Moreno.
congratulations to everybody that's gotten one of those awards, and thank you for being here. Next up, something fun we like to do is thank one of our leagues every year, and to present that award is our athletics coordinator, Mr. Kyle Mooney.
First of all, congratulations, Mark. Everybody that won tonight, congratulations. Very well deserved. As you can see by the people that have been up here talking before me, any one of our leagues have amazing people. I could not ask, we could not ask to deal with, work with, let's be honest, bug on a daily basis, better people. You guys make our job easy, you make it awesome, and so from that, I say thank you. The winner for our Stewardship Award for 2023, I know it's 2024, but it's actually for 2023, does a lot of things to help us. They get us our stuff before we even have to bug them most of the time. They've helped partner with several projects this year and a couple coming up for next year. So without further ado, 2023 Stewardship Award, Smyrna Fast Pitch League.
And now we're moving on to an important part of our program. Each year we like to honor a young leader in our community. And before we call up our presenter, I'd like to show a quick interview with our Young Leader of the Year for 2023.
I felt very honored when Miss Bennett let me know that I was the recipient of this award, because I know a lot of my other classmates from NHS also work hard and they do have a lot of volunteer service, and I thought that I was very lucky, very honored for my hours to be recognized, things that I've done, a lot of things that I've done in school and a lot of things that I've done outside of school. I think volunteerism refers to helping the community, helping yourself as well, because certain people, due to their background and things that have happened to them, that's what encourages them to do community service hours or to help in the community, for example, school clubs, or even going outside of school and helping. We recently did the Smyrna High School Coat Drive. It was open to the school and the community. The JROTC team, the seniors, started this project. We let it be known in games and online for people to donate coats. That was one of my top roles because I am the battalion commander for JROTC, so I made sure everything was going smoothly. I think my mom, I've seen her, when anybody needs help, she always is there to say yes. Even if she has something important, she goes and helps. For example, when certain people have passed away, their loved ones need help, maybe earning money. So my mom has went out of her way and helped in any way she could. Another person that I would like to include is Major Jones, my ROTC instructor, JROTC instructor. He definitely teaches us the value of volunteering and leadership. He encourages us to try our best in everything we do. Just don't be scared. If you're doing it for a good cause and you know there's a good outcome to it, just go for it. Certain like bake sales or volunteering outside of school, it may be a little scary not to know the people who are volunteering as well. Maybe your friends are not going, but it's for a good cause and you know you're doing the right thing. I'm very happy helping anybody I can in any way. I'm very glad. Thank you.
And Sherlyn, a little surprise for you. We actually got an additional 500,000, or 500,000. Hey, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? I'd want to get it. 500 to add it to be 1,000. SIMA, who's our Smyrna Independent Merchants Association, as well as Smyrna Adult Softball League, has chipped in another $500 to make it 1,000. So that's an awesome honor for you. To present and introduce you to our Young Leader of the Year is Miss Louise Bennett.
No, this is very tall. Okay. Hi, I'm Lois Bennett, and I'm a senior English teacher of AP English and Dual Enrollment English at Smyrna High School. And I'm also the sponsor of National Honor Society, and it's through National Honor Society that I was able to meet Sherlyn and get to know her. She's been a member of NHS for 2 years now, and it's not easy for juniors or sophomores at the time to get admitted to NHS. I think she was among only 13 students at the high school who earned that honor their sophomore year and then were able to be members as juniors. So that was one good indicator of her high GPA and her incredible volunteerism. She is now the battalion commander of the JROTC, and she comes across perhaps as quiet at first, but she is a leader, and she is able to lead the entire JROTC. So that speaks to her leadership abilities for sure. Her confidence goes a long way. She has accrued over 200 hours of community service, and that is incredibly laudable. And I just want to say thank you, by the way, to the Parks Board and to Marty and to Mayor Reed for the opportunity to honor our students in this way. I always appreciate the opportunity to brag on them, and it's difficult to choose who to nominate each year. But Sherlyn definitely stands out, and her efforts with the coat drive went above and beyond. Like, she went beyond just saying, hey, we're having a coat drive. Like, she went out and pursued all the different club leaders, and she went on like our TV news, and she is just a go-getter, and she would not rest until we had the coats we needed. She was very persistent. And so, Sherlyn, you are more than deserving of this award, and it is my honor to get to present it to you this evening. Sherlyn Morales Navarro.
Sherlyn, stay here. We got one of those cool big checks. We'll come take a picture, and you go take that to the bank and deposit it. Go ahead, Scott. Yep, absolutely. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Smyrna Adult Softball, again for that donation. I know that'll help her a lot, and congratulations, Sherlyn. And now, Mark, it's your time to shine. So before we get into that, we're going to show a quick video for y'all to get to know Mark a little bit.
I've been in Smyrna since '91. Met my wife, Lisa, who was born and raised here in Smyrna. Got married in '91. Moved here to Smyrna from Nashville, and ever since then, I guess Smyrna's been my home. I've been involved in the league for about 20 plus years, and Actually, I was coaching and getting involved with children before me and my wife had children together. We probably started around 92, 93. I would help in softball, girls softball. I would help with football coaching, actually just my neighbors, and always enjoyed working with kids. Used to get involved quite a bit in the parade in the early 90s, again, before me and my wife had children. I had nephews that played ball out here and enjoyed helping out in the parade and everything. Well, I think it's important for even if you're not a parent to get involved and work with the kids in the community and see what all your community has involved. I don't think a lot of people realize what we're lucky to have here in Smyrna. And being involved in football, it's even opened my eyes even more, seeing what other communities have and what we're blessed to have here. I've always enjoyed hosting the state championships here. I think with our community, Smyrna, we've got a great relationship with the Music City Bowl, and they really look up to us, and we've had a partnership now for about 8 years, and I always enjoy that event when we get to go down to the games and represent our community. Yeah, you know, winning this award does win a lot. I was trying to hold back the tears, but you know, it's not something I expected. Me and my wife, we had kids to the left and right side. We had triplets and twins, so you know, it was hard for parents to be parents having to work. So we would get involved, you know, and we became really close with some of the kids. They actually come around now. They were like our own children. Sports has some sort of teamwork. I can't really explain it unless you've kind of experienced it, but you feel like you can help the kids that don't have both parents around.
Great video, Mark. Congratulations, Sherlyn. Before we turn it over to Coon, I wanted to talk about the award a little bit, and also we have a couple of slides for the award. And 34 years ago, this award started. So a lot of people in this room may not know the history of this award, but there's some great pictures of Coon and probably family members in there, and just showing you the involvement from way back. I don't know how many years, I'm not going to say too many years back, but a while back. It was a black and white picture, but I think that's out of paper. Anyway, that is Lee Victory Park concession stand, and you can see Coon was standing next to that. And I was up there just the other day with some people about some roll-down doors and putting them on and adding them on. And there's an old door with the drinks for the kids. And the guy said, man, that's a really old door. And I said, yeah, it's probably 40 years old and it's still there. And he said, is that a fire escape? Because it sits real low. And I said, no, it's for the kids. And he said, man, that's brilliant. And I said, yeah, I can't take credit for that, but I know who can take credit for it, and that's Mr. Coon Victory. I know they're a very creative family, and man, we're still, you know, getting the dividends for the work that went on. And the award started that far back, and we pulled an excerpt out of that paper back in, I think it was 1990 or 91. And this is great criteria, and I think Mark will be able to appreciate that as well. But Jeannie Lee Williams, where's Jeannie? I know I saw her earlier. Have you been to every one of these? I think I missed one. You missed one? Coon, have you been to every one of these? I think you have. Yeah, okay. You don't miss. And I'm sure there's some other ones in the room. But the criteria from the article said, this award is an ongoing tribute to Kenneth Coon Victory, former Commissioner of Parks and Recreation, and his family, as a reminder of the years of volunteer contributions they have given to the Smyrna community. The Victory Award is also a reminder of how genuine dedications to community projects can help maintain the hometown spirit. Hometown spirit is huge here in this town. of working together to make dreams become realities. The award was established by Jean Lee Williams to pay tribute annually to a citizen who has given unselfishly to volunteer athletic programs. And as you probably well know, we do not just stick to athletics, but that's where the foundation is, and that's where it came from. We've honored some other people outside of athletics because of their impact. But I just want to say again, Coon, thanks for building the foundation for the Parks and Recreation Department. And as I introduce him to you guys to present to Mark on behalf of the community, we want to say thank you and just becoming a fabric of our community and also our Parks Department. So I'll also let you know that out at Cedarstone Park, there's a field named after all of our Parks and Recreation commissioners, and Jenny was one of them, HG is one of them, and then we have Mr. Coon is on Field 1, I believe. So anyway, that's the reason that a lot of things happen here. So I'm going to let Coon come up and dedicate to Mark. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike, for those kind words. I would like to add my congratulations to all the winners tonight, and also to the many, many people that's behind the scenes and out front that makes the Smyrna Recreation Program run so well. I would like to thank Mike and his staff for keeping the facilities safe, clean, and always in tip-top shape. Also, I'd like to recognize the mayor, the city council, the town manager and the administration, and all the departments of the city that work so well together to make the recreation department run smoothly and very successful. Tonight, I have the honor to recognize this year's Lifetime Service Award winner, Mark Dye. You've seen some of this in the presentation there that I didn't realize that they were going to do. Mark was born and raised in Nashville, but truly feels like Smyrna is a life. He feels like a Smyrna lifetimer. While attending a basketball game at Smyrna High School, he saw this pretty little cheerleader on the side of the court by the name of Lisa. They later married. They have two sons, Christopher and Robert. Mark was hired at Nissan at 19 years old, and he's still there today. Mark Dye is a volunteer in the truest sense of the word. For many years, Mark has been a pillar within the Smyrna community in many different capacities, primarily through youth sports. Mark was a coach in the Smyrna Basketball League for 8 years, a coach in the Smyrna Baseball League for 10 years, as well as a travel baseball team. In 2013, Mark became involved in the newly formed football program at Stewart's Creek High School. He was instrumental in helping to form a booster club, where he was the first president of the organization. The Booster Club raised money to pay for the practice field, a gator, concession equipment, filming equipment, central heat and air in the press box, and many, many other projects. However, Mark's truest passion stands with the Smyrna Youth Football Program. Mark coached in the league for about 20 years and served on the board of directors during that time. He was the past president of the league for 18 years, where he expounded upon the legacy of Donnie Carter and Gene Carr, who aimed to make the league one of the most affordable and respected youth football programs in the mid-state area. He served as president of the league longer than any other board member. Currently, Mark serves as Vice President for the Tennessee Youth Alliance, where he is also the president where he was also president for several years. Mark Dye is an individual who has given countless hours, days, nights, and weekends to help provide a fun and safe sports environment for the youth of the town of Smyrna. Mark, it's an honor for me to give to you the Kenneth Coon Victory Lifetime Service Award for 2023. And it reads, Kenneth Coon Victory Lifetime Achievement Award presented to Mark Dye with sincere appreciation from the town of Smyrna for a lifetime of dedication and unselfish volunteer service to the good people of the Smyrna community, given by the citizens of Smyrna, February 16, 2024. Mark Dye.
Thank you. Trying to hold back the tears here. Couple of things I was setting up here, I just noticed. I didn't realize tonight I was sitting between two homecoming queens. I mean, can you imagine that? Two homecoming queens.
That was a long time ago.
And I got fired up here in his cheer earlier, so you think you guys could come up here and do a cheer? All right. First off, I'd like to thank the Lord Jesus Christ. Without him, this is definitely not possible. I also like to congratulate all the recipients tonight. Well-deserved, and congratulations to everybody. Also, I'd like to thank the council, Mary Esther Reed, for everything you guys do. Thank you for putting this Parks Board together here. They do a tremendous job. Women, I know they're always a pleasure for me and our Smyrna staff to deal with. Everything they do. I'd also like to thank the Parks and Recreation Department for the incredible award. What an honor. I never thought in a million years I would be up here standing here tonight receiving this award. I can't tell you guys what this means to me. And believe me, I had 12 pages wrote out, and Lisa said, "That's just, you're not going to do that." I know y'all want me to get out here early. I also want to thank Mr. Coon Victory for his kind words earlier. I thank the world of him and his entire family. I don't think this community would be what it is today without them, and I truly mean that. I also want to thank my Smyrna youth football family, and I apologize. I've actually had a very, very bad sinus infection, so I keep my throat. I also want to thank my Smyrna youth football family for their support and dedication to our league. I had no desire to be on the board, but if you knew Gene Carr, well, enough said, but I'm going to share with you. If Gene Carr wanted you to do something, he had a way of convincing you to do it, and the next thing you know, you were doing it. So, thank you, Gene, for 20 years. I also would like to mention Donnie Carter, who formed this league back in 1969. That was the year I was born. He and Gene played a major role in the success of the league, and I can only hope that we've lived up to their expectations carrying the torch here in the league. I also like to thank a few other people who have been instrumental in the overall success of the league, and these people mean a lot to me. Eddie Wisdom, who's also won this award, Mike Allen, who has won this award, as well as Gene Carr and Donnie Carter. I'd also like to thank Tammy and Spencer Sellers for their support Tommy Bogle, Craig Taylor, Kenneth Mangrum, who received an award tonight, Michael Fain, Crystal Stone, and Jeremy Eason. Along with these folks, there were some pretty amazing coaches that I've had the pleasure of working alongside with. One coach I talked into coming back, Brian Eady, over here. Brian, raise your hand because I'm going to put eyes on you. Yeah, he's shy. Brian's coached in every age group in the program, but he's had his most success in the Pee Wee division, where we, as Smyrna, have had the #1 state rank. The #1 state rank, that's huge. So a lot of people ask me is, why does Brian have so much success there? So I talked to his wife, Laura, and Laura said, well, Mark, he's got a 5- and 6-year-old mind. That's why. So this past year, he moved up and he lost the state championship. Can you believe that? He lost it in 7 to 8, but the year before that, he won it at 5 and 6. So guess where he'll be going. Also, Rick Veal. Rick got involved coaching with me. He's always been a huge help. He doesn't have kids, and that's one of the amazing things about all these people that I mentioned. A lot of them, none of them have kids in the program, but they love donating their time. Brian doesn't, and plus it gets him out of Laura's hair. Our cheer coach, Monica, who was up here, she's done a great job with our cheer program. Our girls did a phenomenal job at Rocky Top in Knoxville. She's done an amazing job there. She'll be stepping aside this year, so, you know, she's raised the bar there. And I could go on and name many more names that have done a tremendous job for us in the program. Our board members, along with the Parks and Recs Board, accomplished a lot of things at the facilities at Lee Victory Park. It's something we're very proud of. We have an awesome relationship with them, and we work hand in hand. Some of the things I'd like to mention is if you've seen the wheelchair accessibility there, all the concrete there, we built a brand new field house. We used to work out of a little barn. We've got heat and cool air in there, which all the coaches try to hide in the field house when it's 100 degrees outside. And we built a phenomenal press box. If you've had the opportunity to go out there and look at our press box, it's amazing. New scoreboards. I'm very grateful to have been a part of these accomplishments, and what I get, I guess, the most reward is when I go visit these parks that we play against, and I get to see the facilities that we have. Our facilities are tremendous. Smyrna football has been the best park, in my opinion, in the state of Tennessee. And I'm not just saying that. If anybody has had the opportunity to go around and look at other parks, Williamson County, Brentwood, Mount Juliet, you name it, we have the best parks. And thank you guys again. These guys enjoy doing their job. And lastly, I'm very fortunate to have not just one family in my lifetime, but 3. The family I was born into, the family I work with at Nissan for 35 years, and my football family that I've been involved with for 22 years. Each of these families have supported me in various aspects of my life. I have just about every member of my family here tonight. My 2 brothers, Randall, Darrell, my sister-in-law, Sherry, and my nieces, Savannah, Hannah, over here, which she's at MTSU with a 4.0 that Nissan's paying her education. She gets her brains from her uncle. You're welcome. I had to mention that. My kids are here tonight, Chris, Bobby, and I'll be celebrating 33 years next month, me and Lisa. Big year. 2024 is a big year. Yeah, Mike asked me earlier, he said, how have you put up with her that long? I said, it's been tough, it's been a struggle. I'd also like to thank my parents, Bobby died, Daisy died, who are not here, but they're here in spirit. I'm also fortunate enough to have members of my work family here with me tonight, including my good friend, coworker, Greg Finney, and his wife, Kelly Finney. Thank you, guys. Me and Greg have worked together a long time. He's coached ball. His kids have been involved in the program, but we used to whip up on them. Sorry, Greg. No, he's got great kids, great stepkids, too. Also, I've got here tonight is Nissan's Vice President of Manufacturing at Nissan. Of course, Randy Knight's retired. He retired in 2019, lucky dog. Randy's always promoted teamwork, communication, and strong leadership. And that's some of the things that I've took from him and I've applied in the Smyrna Youth Football League as the president, the TISA League, and when I became the Booster Club president. Lastly, my football family. There are far too many to name, but you know who you are. Many of them are here to support me tonight. Thank you, guys. Again, thank you guys for their incredible award. Words will never be enough to express my gratitude. Thank you.
How many pages was that? Two. So he's less 10. You really had me worried when you said you were sitting between two homecoming queens. Just to be clear, it wasn't me. Over here. But I appreciate the nod. Congratulations, Mark. I've had the privilege of working with Mark in the football league and all these leagues for many years. And Mark is a guy, when he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. Gets it done. We have partnered on a lot of projects, and many times they stepped up when we didn't know they were going to step up. They brought projects to us, and I appreciate that. Also, they handle issues in such a way that's I wouldn't say a pleasure to deal with issues, or things happen sometimes at a ball field, but usually when I'm getting a call from Mark, or we're getting a call from Mark, it's saying, hey, I've already handled this, but I just want to let you know what happened. And man, when you're in a leadership position, you like those people that do that. So thank you, Mark, for the leadership. You're one of the best presidents we've had the honor to work with, and stay in that role, please. Hey, we're at the end of the night. We always try to do this in an hour and a half, where we've almost made it. I know it's a long night, but it's a good night. I just want to say thanks to the Event Center. If y'all would give them a hand, they provide this. And I'm hoping there's food left and some. Yeah. I want to say thank you to our town leadership as well. You heard a lot of talking about our parks department tonight. We can't do it without the support from the top, and we've got that. So I want to give them a hand as well. I want to say thank you to our athletics team and our parks department for putting this on. It starts way back in September, and if we can get through the night, it's kind of a sigh at the end of the night, but man, throughout it, it's just very humbling. So I want to thank them, and most of them over here, out back, they're spread out. So if y'all would give them a hand, please. And Marty, we persevered with one mic, so we made it work. I want to say thank you to Stewart's Creek High School TV. Chris Bissinger is back here, and also Chris Good with the town. So they work together and collaborate this, and they video this for us. So y'all give them a hand as well. And most of all, I want to thank the volunteers and the people in leadership positions, all the way down to the people that's just helping where they can. We just thank you so much. And a couple of things, we've got a softball tournament in town this weekend out at Cedarstone Park. It is college women's softball. A lot of those teams are from up north, probably the first time they've been on the field all year. So if you got something that you want to see and go, I think tomorrow's a little bit chilly, probably not to them. But it's already starting. This kicks off our season, so we're excited that they're in town. So a lot of them are in buses and staying in town and spending a little money here, but it's some good ball, and that's some of the things we've been able to attract in the town of Smyrna. I'm very proud of that. And again, we're going to wrap up here. My advice to everyone is on these nice days, man, just get outside. We are blessed with a great parks and recreation system and a great town. If you can get outside, I would say do that and just enjoy the rest of the night. We're done here, and leave me a piece of cake. That's all I ask. Thank you very much.